Hey, this is Uncle Yab, and we're doing the podcast thing again. And I got my co-host, Richard Carrington. How you doing today, brother?
Oh, man, I'm doing great, man. How are you?
Doing good, man. So we got another hot topic.
Yeah, man. You know, I've been hearing a lot of stuff on the radio and, watching some different news shows. And some people are starting to say, they got Biden remorse. Like, they're kind of upset that they voted for Biden because some of the stuff they thought he was going to do, he hasn't come through, and people feeling like they're worse off now than they were with Trump. So I heard a couple of people on the radio the other day talking about, man, if things were back then, I probably would have voted for Trump.
Oh, really?
And I said, wow, that's, so, we had over the past, 6 months we've been giving Biden grades. And, it hasn't been perfect, but I'm really, wondering what's going on because it seems like, people are saying, well, unemployment's running out, this is running out, food's high, gas is higher than it's ever been.
Yeah.
You go into the store, man, you spending big money in the store, man.
That's true.
Just
That's
regular
true.
food, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And the gas prices up.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, how long is it going to be up? Is it up for a reason?
Right.
I mean, we did pull out of Afghanistan.
Right.
So does that tie into the gas situation?
See, that's a good question, man, because they're saying that basically we left, most of what was in Afghanistan was drugs, man,
Okay, cool, okay.
Opium and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so, who knows, man, but, I have been feeling it in my wallet. I don't know about you, brother.
I'm the same way. I'm not rich.
Right. Right. And I'm not blaming Biden.
Yep.
But, he's in office right now. So when I go to the pump, and it's $3.15 when I was paying, $2 something.
Yeah.
Not even, $2.15 or $2.20.
Right.
When Trump was in office, you have to kind of look at that and you have to say, well, like you said, what's the reasoning behind that?
Yeah.
What is it? Just you can't just say because it's a new guy.
Right.
Is his policies making things, more difficult for us? And I don't know, man. You gotta be real about it.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like you just said, what's the reason that it's different?
Right.
What's the reason why the gas price is high? Now than it was when Trump was in president.
Right.
Now, to me, like you said, Biden was a big advocate for taxing the rich.
Yeah.
And the people upper class.
Right.
And we talked about that before. We said that probably was a good thing, or we didn't. Or we said that might be a good thing because they have it to spare or whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? But a lot of the rich folk and people like that are trying to do other things, just because of Biden's plan.
Right.
So like I just told you, I heard one of these entrepreneurs they want to go to Texas. Yeah. They want to move to Texas because that particular state is like low on taxes, right?
Yeah, the federal income
tax is lower.
Yeah.
So they want to move from these big cities down to places like Texas and stuff like that, so they can. I wouldn't say so they can survive because they got the money.
Right.
They just don't want to be taxed.
Right.
Now, should I be have sympathy for them people because they have more money than me, or should I say these are the people that should be taxed because they do have a lot of money?
See,
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. But I think like this, man. There's if someone goes out and they honestly work hard,
right,
and they don't cheat the system and get tax breaks and everything,
right,
and they make $1 billion, they should get taxed at the same rate I get taxed at if I go out and I just work this job.
Yeah.
So, but if you tax me at the same rate as that person, you might get 1,000 from me and 100,000 from them.
Right.
But what they're doing is basically saying, okay, they got $1 billion, we're going to take 100 million.
Right.
And so they're like, wait a minute,
That's
I didn't work hard for this.
Yeah.
And it ain't like you hate the rich.
Right.
I respect people that work hard. And,
Me too.
Yeah.
I have nothing against them.
But I think we all got to do our share, and then sometimes the rich don't do their share.
Right. And for them to say, oh, why should we have to do this? Because I work hard. Because everybody can't be billionaires or can't be millionaires.
Right.
So I'm not saying they have to suffer behind it, but sometimes in a situation you have to pay your dues.
Right.
You know, we all paying taxes.
That's right.
But we all ain't making the same amount of money.
Right.
So why you can't tax me like you taxing them?
Right.
You know, and vice versa.
Right.
You know, so it got to be either a happy medium somewhere, or they taking the brunt of the tax, because we all live in the same United States of America.
And,
you know,
and they know how to go through the loopholes. You know, they were saying somehow Jeff Bezos paid less taxes than like say a school teacher or something.
Yeah,
and
that's
they
crazy.
know the tax loopholes. They know how to make it work.
Right.
You know, and so I think that they should eliminate those loopholes.
Yep.
But there's something else going on, man. We got a lot going on in the country right now.
Yes.
You know, you're looking at, the border.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at the people coming home from Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at the COVID. You know, this is a lot of stuff for Biden to be dealing with, and I think that the government, they kind of really need to get it together, because, the Republicans just stopped from raising the debt ceiling.
Yes.
So the government could go on default. And, the last thing the country needs to do right now is go on default with all the other stuff that's going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They don't need a freeze or anything like that.
Yeah.
Now they have a specific timeline for that, right?
Right.
And hopefully they get it together. Then what's the timeline? What are they they're giving them to a certain amount of time for it to be a shutdown?
Yeah, it's coming soon.
Like that. Yeah, it's coming soon, like you said. So hopefully, every time they have a shutdown, as far as when a Democratic Party is involved, it's not really a long shutdown.
No. But the fact that, that
it is a shutdown.
To that point that they can't work together, is crazy, man. And it's just so much going on right now in the world, man.
It is. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
Something to think about. We got that, like you said, and we have the COVID situation and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, I've been hearing a lot of people. I know individuals that didn't get the vaccine, and they've gotten COVID.
Yeah.
And now they talking, get the vaccine.
Right.
Everybody get the vaccine, because they felt it. They never been sick before like that in their lives.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like that, you guys. So you might want to think about that.
Yeah.
I've been hearing that left and right. Different people have been coming out with COVID and didn't have the vaccine, and they wish they had.
Right.
Because it's a different type of sickness from what I hear.
And so, when we're talking about the COVID, you heard about the basketball players, Kyrie Irving, and then the brother from what do you call it? Where Steph Curry plays.
Oh,
I can't think of the name of the team, man. They won Golden State.
Golden State Warriors.
Yeah. So they I forget. I think it's Andrew Wiggins. They said they're not going to do they're not going to get the shot.
Right.
So they're not going to be able to play home games. So they're saying basically we're not playing home games. So that means 50% of their games they won't be there because you can't go into the Barclays or any place in New York where there's more than 100 or whatever people and not be vaccinated. So I mean, that's crazy, man. And this guy's making, he might be making $50 million. I don't know, $50 million a year. I mean, he's willing to give that up just to. What do you think? Do you think that
just to prove a point?
You think he's trying to prove a point, or you think he's standing on something he really believes?
I think he's trying to prove a point and standing on something which he believes.
Right.
Now, you turn that around and say, what if that individual gets COVID?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I hate to play devil's advocate,
right.
but you have to do that.
Right.
So I think, that's just my personal opinion, I think that's a selfish move.
Yeah.
Because you should be responsible enough and smart enough to look into this COVID shots and see the positives and the negatives in it. And the negatives, to me, outweigh the negatives in this situation. So, as far as I'm concerned, I've had good luck with the COVID.
Right.
Thank God, knock on wood, as far as I'm concerned. I know people the same way.
Right.
But then you look at people that supposed to be fully vaccinated and gotten COVID.
Right.
That's something I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I do know if that happens to an individual, they won't be as sick as a person that didn't have the vaccine at all.
That's what they say,
So I'm saying to this guy or anybody else, get the vaccine, because if anything, you won't be as sick if you do get sick.
Right.
You won't have to be intubated and things like that.
Right.
And then what about your family?
Right.
You rather risk your family or risk taking money out of your pocket for something you want to stand. And I get standing on your beliefs.
Right.
You know, 'cause I always say if you don't stand for something, you're gonna fall for anything.
Right.
But in this situation, this is a medical thing.
Right.
You know, and this is a worldly thing as well. So you may be hurting others out here by doing that.
Right. And you just think, like as my teammate, first of all, you're not going to be there for half of the game.
Yeah.
We're trying to win a championship.
Yep.
We win the championship, we're going to have more money, more, accolades and maybe, endorsements and all that.
Exactly.
And so now you're saying, I'm not going to play for these 50 games or 40 games or whatever,
Right.
however many home games there are.
Mhm.
But the other thing is that you might not play for the home games in New York, but also the games that are in California, you can't play in them either because you can't go into that stadium.
Exactly.
So
you
you're
can't go to
missing
the
a bunch
state,
of
period.
games.
Well, you can go to the state,
You
but
know.
you just can't play.
And it's like, that's crazy, man.
It is.
It's like you don't want to tell another man what he's supposed to do with his life, but
Right.
when you make a commitment to a team and all that,
Yes.
I'm just thinking if I'm on his team and he's a great ball player
Yeah.
and we need him to win a championship, and he's saying I ain't doing it, it makes him kind of look selfish.
Exactly what I
Yeah.
said. And there's no I in team.
That's right.
You know, when it
That's
comes down to that, it's a
That's
team
right.
effort. It ain't
That's
no, you guys stay over here and this one guy do all the work. It's
Right.
not like that.
Right.
But that individual, I think, needs to see that.
Right.
And a lot of times, people want to stand on something that may not have a solid ground to stand on as
Right.
far as this is concerned.
Right.
I get standing on your beliefs and things like the Black Lives Matter and stuff
Right.
like that. But some things you really have to think about.
Yeah, you do.
You have to come out of your selfish realm
Yeah.
and think about the next person, your family, and anybody else
Right.
that you come in contact with.
Right. Because like you said, say he don't play this week in New York, right?
Yeah.
He's home or he's out. He goes out to wherever, and he gets COVID and brings it back to the team. Now what?
Yeah, and then what are you gonna say then?
Right.
Oh, my bad.
Right.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
But now, a lot of people don't want to say this, but then you want to look at him and say, I told you so.
Right.
You don't want to have to do that to a grown man. But he putting himself in that predicament
Right.
for people to start pointing the finger at him.
And the thing is, people got to realize too, man, is like, even though it's sports and the athletes that get paid a lot, they're still working for somebody. They're still working for a company.
Exactly.
And the company can say that this is what our rules are.
Yeah.
And that's what, the Barclays Center is saying, this is what it is, And if you want to work here like our job, they're saying you got to get this, you got to
Right.
get that. Now, this is our requirements for you to work here. Now,
Yep.
if you say you don't want to do it, you can say, okay, I ain't going to do it, but then you got to go work somewhere
We'll
else.
find some other employment.
Right.
Now, for me, I can't do that. I don't know if you could do that or not,
Right, no.
but I can't do that. And me personally, I don't see no sense in leaving a job and going look for one.
Right.
That to me, that don't make any sense.
Right, right.
So if you already have a job and everything is going well, just for the exception of maybe something that you don't believe in
Right.
or you don't think is right. But once again, you have to weigh your options in a vaccine shot or your job
Yeah.
or your family or your livelihood. Your house, your car, your
Yeah.
bills. You got a
Right.
mortgage.
Right.
And I don't know about you or
Yeah.
nobody else, but I got to work to pay my
You
mortgage.
got to pay that mortgage.
So
And the thing is, man, people, like you said, they got the right to do what they want. But
Right,
at the end
and
of the
that's fine.
day, when you got a family and you got to go home and say, this stuff got to be done, my wife don't want to hear that I'm standing on some principles.
Yeah, right.
When the mortgage got to be paid and everybody
Yeah.
else, and then the son's school got to be paid.
exactly.
And all that.
What
You know I'm
we
saying?
doing, Daddy?
Right.
What we doing? You know
Right,
what I mean?
right.
So
And then if I decide to leave, then I got to have something in place. But
Yes,
the reality is
yes.
that, like you use the word selfish, and that, sometimes I think some people just want to prove a point, and some people have more money to prove a point. But
Right.
at the end of the day, you're still hurting others indirectly.
Yeah. Yeah. And even with the money thing, I hate to go back to the old cliches, but money is the root of all evil.
Yeah.
So if you want to stand on something because you got the money,
Right.
what about others?
Right.
What about others around you, man?
Right.
That's still, to me, a selfish act.
Yeah.
To me.
Right.
That I don't want to say everybody think like me, but to me, that's selfish. And like you said, it's a team effort. He's a part of a team. He's a part of an organization.
Yeah.
He's working for, the Clippers or whatever. He's working for the team and the NBA.
Right.
So, and there's rules of things.
Right.
Just like anything else. You can't go down the street going 100 miles an hour.
Right.
There's speed limits.
Right. Exactly.
So just like with him, just because he's a big star and playing basketball,
Right.
don't mean he don't have to follow rules.
Right. And then just talking about football for a second, with Cam Newton, they said part of the reason they think that they didn't pick him up is because that they cut him is because he didn't have that
Vaccination. Yeah.
He was against it, and they're saying, if our quarterback goes down, and then this guy got COVID, where we at? We paying him $5 million
Exactly.
for nothing.
Right. And then what if he catch COVID again?
Right.
Then now he out, then you paying him,
Right.
now you don't have no quarterback.
Right.
And look what's going on with the New England Patriots now.
Right.
They ain't doing too good.
No, man.
So and me personally, they probably could use Cam right now.
Right.
But see, if he was vaccinated, he probably could have been a good second string quarterback.
Right.
Because right now, me personally, I think at Cam's career right now, and I'm just saying, looking at him and looking at his overall ability, he's at a point in his career when he's taking a second seat.
Yeah.
He'll take a back seat
And that's the
to
reality.
somebody until he get himself together.
Right.
Whether he want to do that or not, I don't know.
Right.
But he still could have been employed
Right.
with this team if he got vaccinated.
Right. And that's the thing where we have to, because people in our company are leaving because they don't want to get vaccinated. People in all these hospitals and state troopers, they're talking about this saying. But I wonder how many of those people are just saying, you're not going to tell me what to do, or how many of those people just really believe that there's something evil in the vaccine.
I think people, a lot of people in this world, man, don't want to be told what to do.
Yeah.
Honest. I'm being honest out here.
Yeah.
People do not want to be told what to do.
Yeah.
I get it. I understand. But you can't just go around here doing what you want to do.
Right.
Even a child needs to be told what to do.
Yeah.
Everybody, and a child needs to be, he needs to be taught. He needs to have discipline, and that way he can do what he needs to do in life. Right. You can't go out here just doing anything you need to do.
Right. Anything you want.
Because you can't go out here running amok.
Right.
Because that's just not the way things are.
Right.
But nowadays, this is 2021 and this new generation, this new era of thinking. Mm-hmm. But people just, I don't know, they got to this point where they don't want to be told what to do.
Yeah.
But yet, you're hurting people along the way.
Right. That's the thing.
And if you can't see, you can't see beyond your own selfish pride.
Right.
That's a problem, man.
Yeah, it is.
To me.
Yeah, it is.
That's a problem.
There's no doubt that's a problem. So I mean, we'll just keep talking about it, man. And encouraging people. They can't force them, but just sharing our experiences about it because we see it. We're on the front line, man. We see it. You see people coming in, and you see some people coming, and they don't go home. They go downstairs to the morgue.
Yes.
And that's real.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
And you can stand on principle, but when you're on the ventilator, that principle is gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're gone.
Yeah. So is that what you want?
Right.
You want to leave this world early because of a principle,
right?
Or you want to live a little longer and watch your child grow up?
And the worst thing about it is the principle. Some of the people stand on the principles that they don't even have a full knowledge of. You know what I'm saying? They saying, well, this is what so and so said. Well, you got to listen to the doctors and do your own research, but don't think you're the only one that got the answer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh,
right.
All these scientists are wrong and they're in a conspiracy and all that.
People always bringing stuff like that up. Everybody want to start conspiracies and start this but and or if.
Right.
Come on. If you don't once again, you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Yeah. And a lot of times people fall for anything. You want to be a leader. You don't want to be sheep.
Right.
You don't want to just get riled up and just crowd up and just let this person tell you what to do. And if you feel as though that person is wrong, or you feel as though the information that's out here is iffy, pick up a book and learn yourself. Right. And then you'll find out.
And make sure when you learn, you have a thorough knowledge, and you ain't just repeating back something you heard on the radio. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Or you heard some crazy person talking about.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you could be, doing more damage to yourself thinking that you know so much.
Mm-hmm. And then, not only that, you might have family members that's depending on you to say, "Hey, this is what we're going to do as a family."
Yeah.
Based on what I've been told, the literature that I've read
Yep.
and the background information that I found out, this is what's really going on.
Yeah.
You know, and you know,
And,
I don't know, man. And it's sad. It's sad. That's why I always say, you know, I can only do what I can do for me and my family.
right.
You know, I'm not out here trying to change the world, change anybody's perspective.
Right.
But you know, in this sense, people just have to do things on their own and find out.
Yeah.
And if it's good for you, okay, fine. If it's bad for you,
Right.
there it is.
Yeah.
You
At
know.
the end of the day, that's all it is,
Yeah,
man. You
yeah,
know?
cut and dry.
Yeah.
And me personally, I do not want to be in a hospital on a ventilator.
No.
You know, I want to bring the world back to normal.
Right.
You know, maybe this might be the new norm, but if it doesn't have to be, I don't want it to. I'm
Right.
tired of wearing masks.
Yeah.
I'm tired of trying to figure out who's got what, or you know, leaving a line if somebody coughed 2 or 3 times.
Right.
You want to halfway trust
I know, man.
trust
Yeah,
an individual.
Like coughing, you
Yeah.
just your senses go up, man. 'Cause
Yeah.
You don't know.
I was in the line getting coffee the other day. Matter of fact, yesterday. So it was a lady that was 2 or 3 people in front of me. So she coughing. So I looked. Coughing again. Look. And she paying her money getting coffee.
Yeah.
She coughed that 3rd time. I left. I went over to somebody else and got me coffee.
Right. Yeah.
Because I said, "Nah, you know what? Nah.
It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it.
At least she could have just got out of the line or something.
Right.
And then now I'm coming up to the line.
Right.
She been called. Nah. You know, I see that. I saw it,
Right.
and I left.
Yeah.
You know,
I hate
and you know, God bless that woman because I didn't
Yeah.
know who she was.
Right.
But I made a decision.
Right. You wouldn't take no chance.
Right. I left. As a matter of fact, I took a couple of people with me because they was in front of me, and I was saying, and we were looking at each other. She coughed that guy. I said, I'm gone. She said, you know what? I'm right. The other lady right
I
behind me.
said, I'm going to.
You know, yeah, because you can't, and we all have our masks on and things
Yeah,
like
but
that.
you don't want to take no risk.
Right.
Yeah.
And we living like to me that's kind of like crazy living.
Yeah.
But here it is. It's the world we live in. So you have to be cautious, and you want to do things to make you feel halfway good.
Right.
Such as taking a vaccine.
That's it. Hey. Yeah. Hey.
You know,
That's it, bro.
that's all I ask people. You know, just to help out each other, help out your family. Look at yourself in the mirror and not be selfish.
Yeah.
You know, 9 times out of 10, the government don't care about you that much to the point where they trying to shit on you. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, it's things going on. I get it, but in this circumstance, everybody's involved.
Right.
You know, COVID is everywhere, not just in a specific area.
That's right.
You know, so it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, and I just hope and pray that everybody can get on the same page or see eye to eye, so we all can fight this thing. Because this is a fight. This is a war that everybody's in.
Yeah, we all in it. We're in it together.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. And hopefully we can band together and win.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, but it's just crazy. It's crazy. You got people out here just don't want to do what the right thing or do what they're supposed to do. You know, based on some other crap. And once again, this is a dividing thing. This is a division type of thing.
Yeah.
You know, you might have people down south that don't want to do it. You may have people in the northern areas willing to do it. You know, like where we living at now.
Right.
I think our state is the most safest state as far as COVID is concerned.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people up here is vaccinated.
Right.
But then you go down to Louisiana, you go down to Texas, and they got the hospitals filled with people that have COVID.
Yeah.
They have it's filled up to the point where they don't even have beds for people that's regularly sick.
Yeah.
And it's sad. It's sad.
It really is.
You know, and they turned this political.
Yep.
They turned the pandemic political.
Yep.
But, you know, death has no party, has no Democratic Republican party.
There's no respect of person.
Nope.
When it's coming, it's coming.
When your time comes, you can get tapped on the
Yes.
shoulder and you can get walked out of here.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so, you know, at least be prepared.
Yep.
Or try to put your best foot forward and doing the right thing.
Yes.
You know, what else you got, brother? You want to talk about anything else? Oh, let's get on your boy, Kelly.
Oh, boy.
Get on your Kelly, man. What's going on with him? Well, I know what's going on with him. He convicted on all 6 charges, right?
Yep.
And they pretty much said, you know, guilty.
Yeah.
Guilty, you know. Got
Hey,
something
man.
else. Got something else, man.
You know, you remember years ago when they were talking about the videos he had done and all that
Yeah,
stuff. And,
yeah.
They had him online.
Mhm.
Excuse me. And, you know, he made a lot of bad choices.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
And there's some, you know, people are saying, you know, that's political too. They're trying to get his catalog. You know, it's worth a whole bunch of money, and they're saying it's not worth much.
Right.
But he did some terrible things, man, to
Yes.
these girls.
Yes, yes. And a lot of
And-
people say that, you know, they did it on their own accord,
Right.
or they did it on their own principle,
And their
things
parents
like
were
that,
part.
consented.
Yeah.
But why would you even do something like that? Why can't you hold something positive?
Right.
And if they need consent, do it like that. You know, don't hold no a cult type activity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you got people hostages and you doing all kind of crazy sexual activity
Right.
with these young girls.
Yeah. Like I believe he needs to stay in, and he just needs to stay in there. And,
Yeah.
And I'm not even say I really got a lot of sympathy for the brother, but I do know that, you know, again, that he and a lot of stars and athletes,
Mhm.
they think they're above the law and
Yep.
they're above, and
Yep.
we're just peasants, and we, you know, they can just do with us whatever they want.
Yeah, yeah,
And
exactly.
then when they get caught up, then they come back and they want us to support them.
Beg and plead.
And they want
I'm
us to
doing
get out
wrong,
there
and
for them.
It's a black thing,
Right,
or
right.
whatever.
But,
You know
but
what
when
I
they
mean?
were doing those things, they weren't thinking about us.
Nope.
And so.
And if it wasn't for us buying his records and stuff
Right,
like that, he
right,
wouldn't have nothing.
Right. And we stayed behind him for
Yes,
a long
we
time.
did. Yes, we
Because
did.
at the end of the day, he made some good music.
Yeah,
you know?
talented brother.
You can't say that he didn't make good music.
Talented guy, talented brother. But you know what? I did hear that he was illiterate, bro.
Yeah.
That he
Yeah.
couldn't
I heard that
read.
too. Yeah, I heard that too.
You know, and it's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad.
You think all that money, the
Yeah.
millions,
Yeah.
he wouldn't have gone and done that, but it's the arrogance and the
Mhm.
power, and you know, you start getting maniacal, and you're like, you know, I'm the greatest.
Right,
You know?
right, and that's not good. That's not good. When
Because
you
when
start
you
thinking
fall-
you self-righteous, you know.
When you fall hard, and he's falling hard.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And he's been on top for years.
Yeah.
But it catch you. You know, karma is a B-I-T-C-H.
It catch you, man.
That's what they say, right?
That's what they say, bro.
And it's real.
It is real.
And it's
And
real.
he's sitting in his cell basically for the rest of his life.
Yeah. Now, who want that?
Right.
And you want to have money for so much.
Right.
You paying on these lawyers.
Right.
You better hope
Yeah,
you
they said
have
his
something.
Money, they said his money's running out.
Yeah,
too, so
it's dwindling.
They drained him.
You better have something on the side or something.
Right.
If you able to do the 10 or 15 years, whatever he got in front of him, that's fine, or
Right.
whatever. But he didn't have to do any of that. Who wants to go to jail?
Right.
Do you want to go to jail?
Right.
I don't want to go to jail. So me personally, and it all go back to morals and values,
Yes,
man.
yes.
How an individual was raised. If I'm in a music industry or doing things that people like,
Right.
hopefully I'm not going to be doing nothing sinister in the background.
Right.
Because people look up to me.
Exactly.
And then now you find out, oh, so-and-so doing something crazy, they looking at you in a different eye now.
Yeah.
You know, when they had you up here,
Yeah.
and find out what's really going on, and you fall from grace.
And that fall is traumatic.
It is. It is.
So,
You know, and that's why, you know, thing that you and I do, man, is we trying to, with this podcast, we trying to do it is all positive.
yeah.
You know, and that's what we looking forward to. That's what we pushing positivity.
That's right.
And once again, you guys, if you guys want to subscribe to Gab with Gab,
Yes.
it's GABWITYAB.
That's right.
And
Hit the
YouTube.
like button.
Right, hit the like button, subscribe, and give us some love.
Yes.
Give us some love. Anything else, brother?
Oh, that was great. Great show.
All right. This is Gab with Gab, Richard Carrington. We out. Peace.